capable of charging electric cars as they drive along.
Before we get started, guys, I have a prediction of my own. You're gonna subscribe to GameSpot
and charting the paths they are likely to follow into the future.
Top future technologies in 2021. In a world with flying cars.
Robotic Systems Labs presented a predictive control model of robot environmental interaction. Robots will do most of our space exploration for us, so it's important to get them to cooperate.
Anyways, I do think it's important to understand emerging technologies. Ones that may seem a little bit crazy because they can have a pretty big impact on our current life.
We'll show you some examples of this. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 15, 2020 in general. I know what you're thinking. How can an episode of The Simpsons...
Now, I've seen a lot of scenarios like this. What if the Cold War was reversed? But I always love different people's takes on different aspects of...
With an increase in video conferencing, remote working, and digital collaboration,
and online games don't make it into Megabase. It's only over the board.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
You'll be able to have a virtual tour around a hotel before booking a room in it. Or how about taking a good look at 3D models of all...
Lisa visits a fortune teller at a fair and we're transported 15 years into the future. She's talking to Marge using her phone's video chat feature.
What worryingly became a reality just over 20 years later. A fisherman was hauling in his...
The complex uses a variety of tools, changing them in the correct order, depending on the ongoing operations. The machine can cut and remove the surface of the old road, as well as...
I wonder how this would affect Gandhi at all. Ah, man, if only we liked rail in the US. It's the Great Lakes.
It's also kind of a program that allows you to process things and prepare.
Let me show you a report that the McKinsey Global Institute just published.
12,000. Okay, that is more like it. Thank you.
Which require technical, precise, and convergent thinking.
Costas, thank you very much indeed. It is a...
And is developed for children over 5 to 10 years old.
Hey, get the fuck out of here.
That part of the world usually sees a period of relative...
More efficient and better for the environment if all goes to plan. And if billionaires such as Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos have their way, travel into space might be a possibility.
If we don't reduce that, we could have changes in the climate that we could never recover from.
We are all used to the Alexas and Siris in our lives.
Oh, I clipped them. Did you cross yet?
In reality, nuclear power only really accounts for 10% of... made a series of commemorative postcards imagining the life in the year...
In this episode, we're going to look at a few of the notable examples since the...
Blue Rise is just one of the many ambitious companies trying to break out of the traditional means of energy production.
According to the idea of the creators, the flying vehicle will be designed for 5 passengers.
Advanced robotics in making, artificial intelligence, machine vision, sensors,
while changing existing positions.
A deepfakes expert can make it appear that you've done something that you haven't really done, or...
And I am going to, and there is a feature on ChessBase which basically...
But its Navy can't match the American Navy. They have 1.5 aircraft carriers.
However, in some spheres, these robotic workers won't be completely
communist. If this is supposed to be like a perfect mirror of our universe...
And then it said this poor motherfucker's back tire was getting...
But speaking in terms of reality, and we can already imagine what will be possible.
Buses and taxis will also be replaced by autonomous vehicles, all using advanced AI to navigate their way through busy city streets. Even our personal cars could be geared more towards being driven.
If you forget what time clauses or conditional clauses...
The AR and VR market revenue is expected to reach 55 billion USD by...
Weirdly towing the line between democracy and communism for a little bit there. Korea has also seen its peninsula...
The thermal energy hidden away in the ocean is immense and largely untapped at this point.
Projects may be underway to develop cybernetic enhancements on humans.
And these are patterns which mathematics is uniquely placed.
For almost the entirety of human history, we've always had a bit of a thing for predicting the future.
Making it 98% more efficient than a
And we refer to these periods with the Latin word for
robots, technologies, and companies that have achieved outstanding results in 2020. These are worth keeping an eye on. In different categories, from the cool.
We look at the innovators and innovations that are changing our world.
So the winner of the second industrial revolution was
the extension of source energy that you mean to be. You got to be current. You got to be vibrational.
The world is entering a new age of warfare.
Before we begin with today's video, let us know in the comments below what is something you wish to come true by 2040.
Aboard the International Space Station, according to certain.
Of course, you do have to wonder what it would be like to be on a.
The computers will disrupt work habits and replace old jobs,
redefining the world's future. All automotive companies are actively testing autonomous vehicles.
A study of world history shows a particular recurring.
I don't think it'll rain tomorrow. This is my opinion.
Number 5. Powered exoskeleton.
Cloud computing means we can now process and store.
And the UAE's Emirates airline already owns more of those.
For 32 seasons, The Simpsons has been taking a big old mirror and holding it up to the American way of life.
At first, the land is too poor quality to grow any crops, but after getting Lenny to bring him some plutonium from the plant, the seedlings begin to sprout.
Do you want to win a brand new iPhone or a brand new MacBook Pro? Maybe you'd prefer a $500 Amazon gift card. Well, comment the hidden message.
It gives machines the ability to read text, to summarize.
You eventually get used to the sensation and you're not...
Don't worry about prediction. Remember, this is not really...
Well, if comic books have taught us anything, it's the idea of considering...
Who's officially a citizen of multiple countries around the world.
Number 4. Augmented reality. Wearable technology is the integration of digital technology.
Endure more cycles and even undergo greater temperature variation.
And make prosthetics that are fully compatible with the human brain. And
Close by cloud-based gaming administrations like Google Stadia, NVIDIA GeForce, Now, and will be making a huge step towards a greener planet. And the new material will feel like plastic, by the way, so you won't even notice the difference.
I see they got around the Maginot. Just everyone's doing that, huh?
Who together forecast many of the technologies we take for.
So can you tell me what's
tells
gonna
me
happen
things
to
about
me?
the
might allow us to predict the future with much more accuracy.
So this allows simultaneous reflex with locomotive.
It said this young man's gonna help me load this dumpster back in this pickup.
And I'm wondering, are the creators and writers of the Fox animated show The Simpsons accurately predicting the future time and time again? Or are they time traveling?
Or like the point of building this, I guess, to stop that. Oh no.
In the episode, the family try to cheer Homer up by taking him to the rock and roll fantasy camp.
I'm Thomas Getz, executive editor at Wired magazine. At Wired,
The aerospace sector has countless innovations that continue to increase over the coming.
And as a relatively new technology, people were always thinking up new
by Moore's law, and they will eventually be replaced by
the guy who predicts everything with his book. So if you guys have ideas you'd love to see me doing on the channel, please leave it in the comment section down below with #idea. And if I do like your idea...
Unfortunately, that was before the 2008 global financial...
You see, even though the US government is investing billions of dollars per year into AI...
5 future technologies that will change the world.
This is a necessary health warning from
this aircraft, which combines the vertical lifting capacity of a helicopter with the speed of an air.
Predict the future with maths to can you predict the future with maths, which is much more scientific. Okay, so I guess the...
Number 4, limited AI. I'm going to re-emphasize the word
you because you're receiving the inspiration of it. But when you play it back through the lens of other people.
Once we have outlets, computer outlets in every home, each of them hooked up to.
One of the features of a smart road will be a type of paint.
Which is the second thing via people not respecting social distancing and not wearing masks. And that leads them to thing number 3, where they knock over a truck and release killer bees.
It's no secret that we are already moving towards all new cars.
Remember that single-seat aerotaxi e-hang is already flying in a number of cities?
When we think about 2050, it seems like it's ages away and we can imagine it to be a completely different
12 million annual tons of goods that can move through.
It's interesting to see the 1960s conceptions of online shopping and paying bills, electronic funds and transfers, and even communication between individuals anywhere in the world.
The Hyperloop will give people access to a faster...
You can actually track all their progress with the Parent app.
Your very attention to it as it is gets in the